Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to continue building the boat. So this time we are going to construct the deck supports of the boat. I am using lawaan wood for this one. It is size 1 by 2. So here I am just measuring if all of the wood will fit the boat. I have some curious person here. So basically you need a lot of clamps if you're on this part. We are sanding some of the spots, the leftover epoxy, so we really need to flatten them out before we put our deck supports. We need to put epoxy all around the deck support, guys, so there's nothing special when mixing the epoxy. It's just the two-part epoxy. No need to add any fillers on it. So this is pretty easy. You do need gloves if you're gonna do it like this one. So make sure you apply epoxy on all of the wood supports, and of course you need to clamp it. So this part of the boat is really the easy part because it's just a straight support. This one here is the a little bit difficult part because you're gonna see it, guys, in a short while. We don't really have a clamp that can clamp this one here on the sides, so I just use the wood to tighten it up against the boat wall. You could also screw it if you want. So the plywood was a little bit thick than I imagined it would, and I broke the blade there. Before that, I was just sawing the wood here. So you need these supports to really stick to the wall of the boat. So yeah, like I said, if I could have done this, like maybe another if I could undo this one, I'll probably just screw them, onto the boat side. But this kind of technique also works. It's just a little bit tedious, so you do have holes when you screw, but I think it would be easier, guys. So unfortunately I didn't buy a impact driver when I was making this deck support, so I made use of whatever material there is, which is excess wood in this case. And now we are working once again with the epoxy. I do mix the epoxy a little bit slower, guys. It's just fast forwarded here, so when you're mixing the epoxy, it's really a slow mix. So we are just fast forwarding the video here, guys. So like I said before, you need to really coat everything in the deck supports, and then you just clamp them together. Really easy, guys, if it's a straight deck support, so nothing really complicated with that. So you just set them ahead of time, of course, because you might run out of clamps. So I do set all of the clamps before I mix the epoxy, because once you mix the epoxy, it's going to dry up if you're not gonna use it. So that's the challenge there. You need to mix like adequate enough for the job, but not so much so that you would waste the epoxy resin, if there's nothing more to put to it. So I'm just applying epoxy here. The bottom also you need to epoxy. All of the wood, exposed wood, need epoxy, guys, and that's what I'm doing here with the excess. Just applying the epoxy here and there. So this is actually how I mix it. So another support on the side. This is going to be tough. Like I said, you could probably buy long clamps for this part of the boat, or you could just put holes in it, like bolt it into the side. But for me, I just use this wooden pieces of wood and just squeezed it together, and it worked out fine. It's just that sometimes it can be clunky, guys, and sometimes it flies all over the place. So yeah, probably screwing it would be a more viable solution, and buying long clamps would probably eliminate all of these problems. So this is the challenging part of the boat sports, which is the size. Just because I didn't have any impact drill or long enough clamps to clamp the wood on the side of the boat. Same thing, guys, just epoxy all of the exposed wood together the next day. So it's another part of the boat I'm working on, and this time some of the wood supports that I actually cut wasn't fitting anymore. Here I am making some slits onto some of the wood here, because it's a little bit curved. So once again, making the slits, guys, it's a little bit curved on this part. So you need to fit that one in the size of the boat again. There is really you really have to put slits on it, otherwise it's not gonna curve. Even though Lawaan wood is very flexible, it's not enough, you really need to put some slits on it, especially on the curved side of the boats. So that's the main thing here, and after that it's very easy to install because it's on the top part of the side, it's not on the middle part of the side. Next, measuring the middle deck supports and then cutting them up again. So this part, guys, I'd like to apologize because this is really a tough part as well. The support at the transom. That one also needs some video. Unfortunately, I did not rotate the video here, so apologize for that one. Same thing for the middle supports. It's very easy, guys, because it's a straight. So middle supports are easier because there's just a straight line. So you just put epoxy in there and you would be finished with that. Measure them one by one before cutting. So I'm thinking if I have enough lawaan wood here, so whether or not I would need some more, which is why it took me so long to measure it. If you don't have a Dremel saw, guys, an ordinary saw would probably still work, you know. It's just a convenience if you have some power tools in your disposal. So again, just applying the epoxy, guys, same as before. I'm using whatever supports that I can on this side of the... This is on the transom side. And the rest of the side of the boat, guys, so just applying the epoxy. This is the tricky side. You see how sometimes it's not stable, so you need to work against that and the drying of the epoxy. Hopefully you can get them on time, so really not recommend this. If I could repeat it, I would probably just buy the clamps or just screw them, you know. Just epoxy over the screw holes. It's probably much easier. But this is what I did, guys, and it kind of worked. Although not really that efficient. Now I'm actually scrambling here, guys, because you know the epoxy is gonna dry out anytime soon. And need to stay calm and just you know, hope for the best. So the middle supports are very easy, as I told you before, and then just covering all exposed wood with the leftover epoxy, guys. Can't let it go to waste. And same thing here, just applying epoxy. Now this is another tricky part of the boat. Everything that is on the side is really difficult for me, but we managed to survive this ordeal. Although I would make, you know, things differently if ever I would make it again. Just buy the clamps, guys, don't cheap out. Makes your life a little bit easier. Or just drill, you know, drill the support to the side of the boat. But if you're really cheap like me, then you just, do what I did. Squeeze some wood supports in between them, and the epoxy should settle. I'm scampering here right now. That's how difficult it is, guys, because I am racing against the epoxy time. See, all of the wood flipping around. This was really painful, so I'd suggest you just screw it or buy the bigger clamps. Wasn't really satisfied on the clamping of the this side, so had to recheck it again. And also align it. So fortunately we were able to pull this off, though I would not recommend it to anyone. You just see me racing against the drying time of the epoxy, guys, and it's warm here in the Philippines, so it's really a challenge, especially in open air, and I don't really control the environment here. So it's actually finished, guys, and keep inspecting everything here, just inspecting everything. If all the deck supports are really in line with the deck. So this one here is for the transom. I should have rotated this camera here, but it was really just racing against time, guys, against the drying time of epoxy, because it's hot, and when the weather is hot, the epoxy really dries out fast, like very fast. So just epoxy all of that. Make sure to epoxy the bottom as well. The sides, you can just epoxy them later, guys, because anyway they're exposed, but the bottom really you need to apply epoxy. Again, this is the tricky part here. Scrambling for wood supports, guys. Definitely not the way to go. Finally, we have finished that one, but still not satisfied on how it's really squeezing on the wood here. So you also need to really check, eyeball them if they're leveled, and that is probably the tricky part of the deck supports, especially on the sides. On the middle ones, they're really easy because you can just align them with the the plywood, but the side you need to eyeball them, and hopefully they are leveled. So I'm just checking, inspecting. I'm really not sure, guys, if I did a good job on that one, but we managed to pull it off. so I'm happy with that. I'm still checking all around if I need to put another epoxy on there. So this one here is the in between the cargo bay, so I just use whatever stuff, guys, to squeeze the deck support here. Same thing, you could use longer clamps or just screw the thing up, you know, probably easier. Unfortunately, I ran out of brushes, guys, but I'm already impatient, so I just put some little bit of filler and then just applied epoxy here on all the hard disk for squeezing it against the wood here. So whatever thing that can just, you know, put weight on it and hold it in place. Not really ideal, but I was pretty excited to just, you know, get it done. Not sure if I could have used this technique on the sides. Not sure, guys, if it would be possible. And finally, the last support on the middle. So I think I use a can of paint thinner there just to put that one in place. And then the curb supports, so these supports have some slits on them. I would definitely recommend you just use the brush. If you're impatient like me here, don't do it. Brush application is really more easier and cheaper on the epoxy, guys. You really apply them, you know, correctly. So definitely don't recommend doing what I did here. But turned out okay, I guess. Just that it's much efficient if you use the brush here. So checking for the alignment, guys, eyeballing it, making sure that, you know, it's where it's supposed to be. So this is the tricky part here again. So I noticed this part of the support is a little bit higher than the other one, so I would probably just sand them. Thankfully it's not really that high, so it can be managed. So here just putting epoxy on the exposed deck supports, so all of them needs to be epoxied so that the wood is protected. Epoxied, I think the term is laminated, so sorry for that. So everything needs to be laminated with epoxy, guys. Just spreading the epoxy here, putting all of them into the wood. So we're just doing the supports. So we're just applying epoxy here, guys. As you can see, there's some slits on there, and just clamp them. So this one's much easier, and your work would probably be more easy if you have a lot of clamps. So this one, the clamp is really just barely reaching it out, guys, using a 3-inch clamp. So 4-inch would have been a better choice here. Fortunately, I don't have a 4-inch, so which is why it gave me a little bit of trouble. So make sure that you have enough space for the deck. On top of that, guys, you know, you need to have like some space. Inspecting everything and making sure that they are all in place. So let's do a quick support on there. So finally, guys, the deck supports are done, and hope you like the video. So the next one we will be doing foam. Okay, guys, so that's it for the deck support. I hope you learned something here. Do click like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.